Y'all don't want it. Bad enough, had enough. Sounding like everyone. Here to tell you, your time is up. Brought it down to your level. I'm a rebel against the grain. Being different, same ignition, lighter fluid without a kitchen. The idea, make impressions. Say something, make me feel it. You can't do it, and I knew it. I pursue it, pain I deal it. I'm a realist and a winner. Original, good selection. This is for anyone sick of the earth. I'm here to offer protection. Make you question all your verses. You stumbling through your performance. You ain't hot or the warmest. I'm stinging hot, call me a hornet. Price of fame, you can't afford it. You want it free, do nothing with it. F you, hey me, the mentality, you scared to risk it. It ain't no future, off of your frontin', wanna create you a miracle. All work, minimal. You all talk, criminal. I am not hearing you, and I'm not feeling you. Y'all so disrespectful, like I'm supposed to be fearing you. Hip-hop, renaissance. Remember when we went hard? I don't need an entourage. Why you need a bodyguard? Next level, same rules. You coming down, change moves. I don't gotta get in where I fit in. I've been here and been about my shoes. So don't be surprised at the kickback. It be the stuff you can't get back. My time is real, you don't get that. I'ma hit you with the real facts. I got that, I got that. You got that, I got that. I got that, I got that. You got that? No, you don't. Don't be surprised at the kickback. It be the stuff you can't get back. My time is real, you don't get that. I'ma hit you with the real facts. I got that, I got that. You got that? I got that, I got that.
I'm black and I'm proud. Oh, you didn't. I'm sorry. I came in.
My mic wasn't unmuted. I'm over here like, hey.
I'm black and I'm proud. He done made us come and pull out our African culture dresses for tonight.
Exactly. And the African earrings. What you got on, Egypt?
African everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Black and I'm
it
proud.
It was giving Black Panther vibes entirely.
I wanted to do the African noise, but I didn't want to scare him. Like, what is going on with Egypt tonight?
And you're gonna make my ears pop. So don't
let me just
be good.
Let me just start here. It is very wait a minute, because I done jumped into him. First of all, y'all welcome to the Seriously Unserious segment. Well, of course, Egypt. and the beautiful Jae Marie. This is a segment where we take movies. God has blessed us to be able to get the directors for the movies we have been reviewing. We do try to touch movies that are positive and shed a positive light on us. You know, the QOC network stands on accountability, growth, and bridging gaps. And we know chocolate come in all shades. This movie, my son, this is so bad. My son did not ready to order gold teeth off of Amazon.
I know.
Calling him the new Black Panther. This man, okay, we're gonna get into that. But he
gonna make me go get a gold grill, and I ain't never.
I'm never prime mine. I'm too
never.
I'm the one flowhead. She at the gemstone.
Never listen and be walking around here talking about some.
I will never shut my mouth. And for the sake of this segment, you know you are a pure sister, and I'm a Vanta.
Right, and we wouldn't have been working together. We wouldn't have been working together back then. Like we would have been in.
Crawford was deadly. Shit, he would. Girl, we've been
dead. Listen.
Oh my God, we're gonna get into this movie. Let's start here. We have no events coming up. We have had the pleasure of doing Mr. Snoop Robinson do it for the Grand Red Carpet, which he will be on next month, you guys. We did touch ground and support our brother Pharaoh, which is the host on King and Queen segment, in his political debate that he had over the weekend, which was very interesting.
Very enlightening. Is that the word? Yeah. Very enlightening.
Yeah. We don't choose sides and we don't force sides on nobody.
No, that ain't my thing. That ain't my thing.
No. Hey, love.
Hey.
You ain't got to say thank you, but you can at least be thankful. You thought I was
right.
Baby.
Your mic is doing something crazy.
We
can't have you not talking.
Oh no, you know I'm gonna talk. Give me 1 second.
Just go ahead and lapel it. Yeah. And let me know if I need to lapel it too. We having a little tinge of technical difficulties. While she's doing that, I do want to point out the queensofconversations.com is the website, the new website that you can go to. You'll be able to check out all of our bios and hear or read rather a little bit about the hosts and the people that are featured on the network. So be sure to check that out under the segments. It's under the About tab. And then you can also learn about the segments that we have on the QOC network. So be sure to check that out.
Can you hear me?
Testing. Yeah.
Okay.
Back up a little tinge though. Yeah,
I'm gonna back up plan because I knew the enemy was gonna come in when Mr. Rhodes got on here, so I was locked and ready. Yeah.
And snatch that mic from you. Yes. It was snatching.
That part. So y'all heard the updated changes, man. When I tell you guys this not even a podcast. No, it's not even a TV show. We have converted over to a network.
Right. We're
on TV. Yeah.
We're not a little podcast. We've never been that. Just want to point that out to anyone that has that assumption. Just
no.
Want to just throw that out there.
We don't serve a small God. Let's go there.
We don't.
Okay.
God is big and God is gotten. So yeah.
He doing his thing. Without further ado, let's talk a little bit before we bring Mr. Rhodes on here. And I'm going to say it like I was going to say it before. Every blue moon, something happens to capture our attention, to make us think, to make us proud to be Black people. We are painted so often as the negative criminal, felon, and dead. I mean, we see it. But for somebody to come along and exude the Black Panther, I promise you guys, when we play this trailer, when he come on, you're going to be tricked. Because I was looking for the gangster stuff. When I saw the Gold Teeth, I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. I saw Old Cliff, Texas, I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. You know, you just automatically have these assumptions. This man has gave us something to really, really, really think about. And the phrase that stuck out, each one, the movie is set in 3 categories. You had the purebreds, which is like Jae Marie color. I am Vanta because I am dark. And then you had the bronze was like the medium brown folks. But all of them had the same saying, we are God's people. Ain't that the fight they having with this brother? Ain't that the fight they having in Israel? Ain't that why they fighting over there? Because they want to say they God's people?
You know what? I believe so, but don't hold me to that one because I ain't. Okay.
That's what they're fighting behind. They want to be God's chosen people. He done took all of these bits and pieces, y'all, and made something totally like I just sat there. I got halfway through that movie and I picked up that phone and called Kendra. I said, sis, you didn't tell me this movie was this good. The acting down to the simplest details of this movie. The beginning messed me up because I was gonna cut it off. When I thought the little boy got, I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not.
No, you know what? It was given Get Out. No, what is that movie where it was they were racially profiled? I want to say it was Get Out. Maybe I'm mistaken, where they had like a car scene and it was like the police pulling them over and it was racial profiling of some sort.
He started this, y'all, like Tyler Perry started The Divorce in Black. It was like a bam.
Yeah.
It took you from there to the future. And I just was like, what in the world am I experiencing? And animate, my little boy is in there watching it now. When kids gravitate to stuff like this, you know, this is history, y'all. This
Black
is
superhero
everyday life. Our next show, y'all, is going to actually spin off of this. The next show is Colorism. And you will see every host from the QLC network on this platform talking about this movie and what we're going to pair off. We're going to have the Browns, we're going to have the Vances, and we're going to have the Pure. That's going to be the show next week. And we're going to talk about how does that affect us? How does this still exist? He touched all of that. Oh my God, I'm going to bring him on. And then we're going to run his trailer because I want to give him his accolades now.
Absolutely.
It was worth every penny I spent today. I see why I went there and didn't go to Tubi. This is something, y'all. Take my word. I don't watch Black films like that. Like, take my word. This is something to see. This is a re-edition of a Marvel superhero.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't know you could replay it. I thought it was one time, so I was a little.
You know, I got a crush on Chadwick, but I sure got one on Otto. You know, when he put the gold teeth in,
there's a scene in that movie that is in great taste. I will say it's in great taste.
You can't even call it a sex scene. It was really a love scene. Like,
it was in great taste. And I will say that it's very, very hard to do in movies. I've understood that. So to make it tasteful, that kids can still see it.
My son is watching it. He's 10. I trust him. The violence in this is not really violence. It's like we're trying to accomplish something. We're trying to bring, and of course, Otto and Crawford used to be friends on the playground. I mean, it's just crazy how one little thing can make us at each other's throat or turn us against each other. And when Crawford called him a donkey, boy, I want to come through that TV. I ain't gonna lie, like Justin did the thing with this.
I love the character he played in that. I love how he kept it real, and it wasn't like, I love the, what do you call it? The flip of the language, where like they're talking in sort of that old world or new world or whichever way it was, and he was talking in like the present day language where he's like, what are y'all? This is new. This is the fit. This is da 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 da. I love that. So I like the contrast in how that story was told too.
When he was in Oak Cliff, Texas, and I started spotting the neighborhood. See, I'm a Dallas native and I'm a hood girl. When I saw Lulu, I said, "Oh, this was Dallas. This was like, you know what in the world? Like,
and so I was
in the world." And he done that here. Oh my. Okay. Without further ado, y'all, we're gonna bring Justin Rhodes to the screen and talk to him for a bit. And then, because I did the welcome, I just want to get a feel for him and let him get a feel for us. and then we'll run this trailer because we got so many questions to ask this brother.
Yep.
Yeah, he gonna be sick of us. But yeah, we can give y'all a bang up show.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Mr. I don't call you Mr. Rhodes. Mr. O'Clear is in the building.
No, King of Dallas. King of Dallas himself.
Hold up. King of Dallas. Hey, already.
We need a
King
shirt,
of Dallas
sir.
himself.
We need a shirt. We need a
shirt.
Excellent, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you. And thank you for all the kind words, and thank you for really gravitating towards the film. This was almost like 3.5, 4 years in the making, as far as from writing it to conceptualizing it. And it was so much work put in it. I've been blessed to do a lot of things in my career, but this was by far the hardest and the most effort that it took from me and from all the wonderful people that made King of Dallas. It wasn't just me, even though I was spearheading it, it was a lot of, talented, wonderful, beautiful people. And just to see this materialize, and now we get to sit back after all of the hard work and effort, just to see, people like you really get moved by the film. And that's the point. Everything we did was to do it proper and to do it right. We wasn't rushing steps. We wanted to make a beautiful piece of art that was different. And it just means the world to me that people, like, when you gravitate and when you understand and when you appreciate that hard work that I and my cast and everybody involved did, it's just, I'm very thankful and I'm very humbled by it.
Absolutely. The writing is A1. The level of storytelling, I'll say, is day one. Oh, let me get Mr.
But my baby said, I'm coming to see him. My baby said, I'm interrupting the show. That is that's King of Dallas right there.
He pulled up. What's up?
What's up?
Okay, my baby.
Hey, okay.
Hey, my baby.
He's gonna get sick.
Hey, my baby. What's up?
Okay, baby. You go back and watch the movie. You're watching your movie now.
That's what's
so
up.
For me to trust my 10-year-old son to watch he is even facing these same issues that's in your movie. And I was telling Jae Marie this. He has best friends that are Black and Filipino mixed, and he doesn't understand that concept of their skin tone and his skin tone. And kids say the darndest things, like they say, "Oh, we can't play with you because you Black." No, wait a minute. So this movie is needed. It's a shift, and I told you this on the phone, and I know you were busy. There's a shift that's happening in our culture. And what I believe is God is putting like-minded people that is really, really trying to bring about a change together. And he's shedding light on us that are doing that. And this is Grammy. I don't know what awards this is going to, but
I was gonna say not Grammy. That's music. That's music.
Yeah. But he already got that one.
Golden Globe. What's the
Oscar?
There we go. Oscar. There we go.
Better than I told. Oh my God. Oh my. From Draper, because we know Draper from. We was on in movie set with him in Kendra, so we were just like, we didn't know y'all were that good.
No. I did. When Draper did he did an accent before. Like when he owned that African accent.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Kendra, baby. She said, "Go and find my son," and she meant that.
It was a star, like just the up and coming, beautiful cast. And the funny thing, I was on set. I was doing, so many things from like directing, writing, and then ended up editing. But it's like the acting in it. I think it's so cool because I know that, like, as I do a lot of things in film, my acting has a lot of room to grow, and I'm happy about that. But I was just trying to hold it down and just like do what I could do, almost like if it was a basketball team, I was just trying to play point guard and get them to rock, like, because all these great actors, like whether it was Lynn or whether it was, I was just trying to hold board in these scenes because they were seasoned actors. They got to focus on their craft, and man, I was doing a lot on the set, but it looked good and it was cool.
It really did.
To be able to like I say, like just be in there with these seasoned, wonderfully talented actors, man, and just to see them shine. And I don't know, it was an honor to be alongside them on screen,
You make me proud to be black.
When I
pull out the African, Miss Kendra, we got on African girl. You done made us go and get cultural.
Yeah. Okay. What I want to say is you held down that character. You embodied that character, and regardless of whatever you say, you're new to it. You definitely didn't, show your newness to it. You actually embodied it, and it was believable. And that's one of the things that me, myself, as somebody trying to be a writer and things like that, believability is important in an actor role, regardless of whatever you're playing, believability. And I believed every bit of what you played, every bit of that character. So kudos to you and all of that.
Thank you so much. That means so much, man, because the acting piece. One thing I do know is I'm a person that loves art, even if I'm not. Because, my first film, I was a lead role in that too. I like to make my stories, and sometimes it's just easier to complete them because you know what you want. But I will say, like, it's beautiful to hear that because of all the things that I do on set. I know that I watch films, and I think what can help me as I grow and continue to, be seasoned as an actor is I know what's not believable. I know what I want to go for. So even if it's not like you actually doing something, it's you knowing what not to do. Like, no, they probably not going to leave that or do whatever. And another blessing that I have is that being the editor, I know exactly how it needs to look. So there's certain ways that an actor may look, or even myself may look, that I'm like, nah, that's not believable. Let's use this scene. So it's also a blessing to be able to have final cut and final say over every inch of the film so that it can come off the way it needs to. And I think that's a blessing as well.
The storyline, it was just the storyline for me. And you didn't know what you were going to get. And if you're a hood girl like me, a little hood girl, when he chopped and screwed Southside the realest, I got up out the couch and was like, it's about to go.
Yeah.
Gonna do it.
I know about it. And the cool thing about KOD, like what I wanted to do, like I say KOD is not going to be local, it's going to be global.
It is
global. But the cool thing is it's Dallas to the world. So it's certain things that is for the world and they're going to like it regardless. But there's also certain gems for like a little hood girl like you or somebody from Oak Cliff or Dallas, that says, oh, that's some Dallas stuff, So it was kind of like having those gems that Dallas people can really gravitate towards, but then the world can like his world as well. It had African culture, definitely had a lot of Dallas culture in there. And I'm just happy that
you did.
Came off right.
From the 214 tab, when he came out with the 214, because that's old 214.
Yeah,
so when he came out with that product, I said, look at Otto. I said, look at her. He just, but what it made it seem to me, I'm a Chadwick fan. I love just his person outside the Black Panther. You have those same characteristics, because I'm just like, who sits up, and I'm gonna ask you this, who sits up and think of something like this and make a movie like this? Like, what was your mind? Did you just wake up one day and say, I'm gonna make this kind of movie? Or like, what was your thought process?
I've always been, whether it's music, whether it's stuff that I write, I always just have a unique perspective on everything, and I know how to weave it together. I guess what I will say is that it started with just writing, and then it came to my music, which I've been blessed to do wonderful things in. But I think I tell people film is like, it's my favorite medium of art, because I say it's a talent dump for everything, right? Like, I can score a film, I can sound design a film, I can write a film, I can act in a film, I can show my comedic timing in a film. It can be color corrected right, the cinematography can be great. So it's really a film. I'm not a type of person that's going to be on Instagram arguing with people too much. The way I communicate is through my art, whether it be music and now specifically film. It's like, that's something that you can watch it, you can have a take on it, but I'm not here to argue. I'm here to tell you in a very creative manner how I feel in my perspective. And that's how I prefer to do things. So that's how my mind kind of works. And it happened at the American Black Film Festival, being my director of photography. We actually were there, and I dreamt up 2 films. One of them was It's a Wonderful Plight. That's another thing you guys got to see. It was my first film. And it was
I saw it. Loved it. Saw it, loved it. That's what made me fall in love with you.
Already.
Excuse me, in love with you as a writer.
I felt you. But it's a wonderful. It's a wonderful.
I didn't say that. I don't want to get nobody caught up in nothing.
I felt you. It's a Wonderful Play was like, hip hop music, and it was beautifully done. Like man, I remember during COVID, we had like a drive-in movie. It was hundreds of people that came out and supported it, and it was just beautifully done there. And so we just had to do something bigger and better to me. And those are the kind of films I like to make, that make you think, that have a different perspective, that have a musical, kind of connotation to it, and that are very much me. Some of my favorite directors, Jordan Peele, Spike Lee, Ryan Coogler, just some. I think for me, my whole thing is just telling our stories in a unique way, and that's just my passion. It's not just about how much a film can make. Of course, that we are in a monetary business, so that matters. But I just get a kick out of telling our stories in a unique way, because we're not monoliths with so many different things, and we are superheroes, and we can. I think it's a thing where my movies always will have connotations that are rooted in us, but at the same time, it's still a great story. Like, it's not like anybody, white, brown, blue, purple, can watch King of Dallas and say, oh, that's a great film. But it's always going to have, my film's always going to have some kind of Black messaging in it, because I just feel like that's my perspective. And it's also underutilized and undershowed, perspective. It's not really enough of it. So that is my passion. And I'm happy that, you can have two movies that can really move people like those did. And now I'm just kind of seeing what I'm gonna do next, but I'm in a very blessed position.
It's gonna be a part 2.
It's gonna be. We already know it's a part 2. I was like,
and then the plot. Jae Marie tell him the plot. You don't believe this? With it.
Okay, so here's what I suspected.
Okay.
The light-skinned dude, the pure dude, he disowned his child, the girl, because she was too brown. Then toward the end, I don't know what Draper's character name was, but he was locked up. So my suspicion is that he was the one that impregnated the woman who the child was by.
We get juicy.
We already extras.
You know what's funny? I thought of something that ain't even where I was going, but now, that is pretty good. That's pretty good.
Girl, that he gonna steal it.
Nah.
Now, if you need somebody to help with the writing, or
when she told me that, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Draper is the baby daddy.
But that wasn't where you was going with, though.
I know, but it made sense though. Because my thing is, I didn't think Crawford was dead. Because they never showed the body hit the ground. See, he was smart the way he put the graphics at the end, and then he had a little subtitles. It was like he watching Kung Fu. Y'all remember when you used to, man, this man did. I was so emotional and all over the place. I just had to keep, and I'm trying to work for the white man, and I had to pause it because I was like, y'all stop bothering me because we at the war scene. Like, he can go to war right now. Like, this is it. Man, oh my God. My thing is, I love when Ato says, I no longer see color anymore. I think that was I teared up because how many times, as me being a dark-skinned woman, even me and Jae Marie had these conversations amongst ourselves about insecurities within ourselves. How many times do we say we don't see color, but we really do? Because we do treat each other different. I was treated different because I was a dark-skinned girl with the wavy hair. My mom is Jae Marie color. My dad is Vanta. You see what I'm saying? And then you made all these chocolate babies. We were picked on. Like, that ain't your mama. You was adopted. Like, this movie triggered me, and I think it triggered Jae Marie too, because colorism is so rooted in my family with the skin tones and this and that. It made you really think, could we survive? If that movie actually happened and we were the only race left, could we survive, or will we kill each other off?
And that's I think that's one of the biggest points. It's a lot of things that have been done to us over the years. It's a lot of systemic racism and oppression, and it's so bad, and we're so disconjointed and so not together. It's almost like all of the things that happen to us now and then are so real, right? And we have to overcome them. But it's almost like if we snapped our fingers and if it was just us, will we take care of us, or will we create another subdivision of the same oppression? Will we start creating other oppression if it was just us? And I'm we probably would do that, like, because we're not together. We don't have enough love. We don't have, there's various reasons why we don't have those things, mainly in America. Because, if you go to Africa and places like that, it's like majority them. So it's kind of like, it's a different feel over there from what I hear. I would like to visit. But mainly, if you think about it, in America, we're so divided that people will be power hungry. People would be, some people would look at it this way or that way. So it very well could be a King of Dallas type of thing if it was just us, instead of a situation where it's like, oh, it's a black utopia now. Nah, we still got a lot of stuff to work through. So that's kind of a question that King of Dallas raises, like, what are we really, would we create another form of oppression if our quote, quote, oppressors were no longer here,
Because you described that in the movie. You have the little boy at the beginning that describes why Vanta is so important, because we are so melanated and kissed by the sun. And then you had Crawford to describe darkness and light, and the light is, you broke it down why people thought this skin tone was better than this skin tone. And I just sat there and like, I wonder, do people really think like this? But then you had the middle people. I love this about the bronze, and then I'm gonna play this trailer. When he showed the scene with those kids, that broke me down, because love conquers a multitude of sins. I don't care what we do in this life, love does conquer things. Amen. And even when I told saving his wife and kid, that was pure love. So to see them kids out there farming and all shades of brown, I like, man.
And another thing too, and that's cool, and love conquers all. But this is just me being a proud father. My daughter, she was 4 at the time, 4 or 5, but she's in one of those scenes. She's the one drawing on the ground. So I got to get my daughter on camera. She's in the credits. It was a real cool day to have her on set. So my daughter's in this. My daughter's in that scene that you speak of. She was one of the Ron's kids. She was one of those kids. So that was cool to experience that with her.
I love that. And he said, we what happens to the kids, the neglected, the thrown away, and they had one kid, the man described that they got rid of her for whatever reason. She was exiled. How cold-hearted can we be to exile out? But it just made you think. He gave us so many lessons. We spinning off. I don't even have to work next week. The movie made the show for next week.
It did.
That's what's up.
Without further ado, so y'all can know exactly what we talked about. I took his trailer and mixed it and added pictures and did my little thing with it. But I'm going to play the original trailer. And I'm going to tell you something. If you go in thinking like me, this is going to be just the average, everyday, hood, gangster, Oak Cliff West. No. This is Black Panther to the 20th power.
Oh, wow.
On hood version style, with still class and some sense and some,
but the synopsis says it.
You can't put it in the box.
Says it.
You can't put it in the box. All right, y'all. Here's the trailer.
Vintage Rhodes.
I got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, flow, ambition, go inside my DNA.
Many years ago, our ancestors were taken from a place called Africa on things called ships. They were treated like animals. And then there was a virus. 1,000% the human population survived. And guess who that 1,000% was? Black people.
We are God's chosen people.
We are God's chosen people. We are God's chosen people. I'm top dog, I'm big shit. I pop it off like big sticks. I pay dues like big hits. Only made me and I sit with. Got melanin in your skin, boy. That'll make you my friend. ain't kinfolk.
I tell you, I run shit because I want to. Because I want to.
Y'all stay sleeping, I'll be woke. Off kinfolk, ain't kinfolk. Ain't no price on my soul. I stay down like 10 toes. I can lose it all cause I've been broke. Off kinfolk, ain't kinfolk.
There's a war brewing, and he will be tasked to learn.
Come on, King of Dallas. My little boy done busted in the door. Soon he heard it. He over here standing in the corner like, I know, baby. I know. Man, I'm telling y'all, don't read into the trailer. He tricks you. He tricks you. You have to go and watch this movie because when he drops the beats, the every down to the detail when the at the beginning of the movie, when the woman dropped the cup, the white woman dropped the cup and said, I messed with Texas. I just hollered. I said, oh, okay.
You know, I like about you, like the deep, the devil and God is in the details. So I say with this God, you know what I'm saying? I don't do nothing demonic. But the details, I'm so happy that you're picking up on those things and that people are picking up on them because all of that stuff mattered to me. You know what I'm saying? And to the people that was involved. And I got to give a shout out to Sue, because Sue was the person that was an extra that day and just showing you how it's a team effort. Because I remember that day and she was like, which cup should I use? And I was like, I like that one. And then we were like, oh, you know what we should do? We should do this and this should do this and this should drop. And like, it just was cool. It was like every little thing, every little piece of energy that people brought to set helped with another detail in the film. So you had like hundreds of those little minor things, then you have people like getting wild every scene because those little things matter. So basically I say all of that to say thank you for noticing those things because we definitely, a lot of this stuff was definitely intentional, you know.
Wow.
Okay. Even down to the violence in the movie, the detail of how they, you know, how the sickness took them over and all that. These are things that you don't see in traditional storytelling. I'll say it like that. Common movies that you see it's so grotesque and you know you can't really watch it. I'm somebody I can't really you know, at first when I was eating and watching it, as soon as that part came with the police officers, I was like, oh, and I was like, let me put this down and let me come back to it. So I had to pause it and then I came back to it and then I could watch it. But I was like, oh, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And then it goes to the next part where you start to see when they're fighting, it's more whatever you want to call it, kings and queens, you know, the swords and things like that. So even in that, the gun being, you know, old like world or whatever.
Object. Like
I was like,
I feel, and I'm sorry, I'm getting over a little cold, but I feel that in movies, and like I say, it's not just from being a big fan and then a big watcher, but also, even though I'm not verbal with my critiques, like even if you go up and down my Instagram or my Facebook timeline, I'd rather talk about things I like versus things I don't. But trust, believe, I'm very critical of films and people, albeit some of them successful, whatever. I am specific about how I think film should be shot, how I think things should be done. And so that kind of translates over even when you have like a $45,000 to $50,000 film like King of Dallas, but it turns out to be like millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying, overall, just due to knowing how to maximize what you're doing and knowing what not to do. It's not always about what you do, it's about what you don't do. Like I know you spoke of the love scene, and shout out to my co-star Sarah Uma. Like she was a great, and you got to do things, you know, super professional. That was tough for me, for her, but we're professionals, and I don't feel that even in rated R movies, it's rated off of language. Language is one thing, but it's like I don't feel that most of the times hinting at certain things and doing it tasteful is even better. Because if you really want to see a certain thing, I ain't trying to be funny. They got all kind of porn out there. I'm just being serious.
You ain't got to do that. Go on Facebook.
I mean, come on. You go on Facebook, you can go on Twitter, and you can see something if you really want to see that. But if you're watching a film, you're watching a film because you want to see all those other things. You want to see the great cinematography, etc. You want to get hinted. You want to know people to love each other. But at that point, you can make that stuff art. You can make the fight scenes art. And we did what we had to do because budget was limited. So, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't make and test.
You couldn't tell.
That's what I'm saying. And you couldn't tell. And so that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's like that's a whole Bible verse, like doing what you got to do with what God gave you. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to get, all the way there, but what God gave us, we multiply it like 30-fold.
Increase it. Yeah.
Increase it.
And I do want to say, I love the way you play the environment into the storytelling. Because, and Kendra brought it up in the comments earlier, but I noticed that right off. And I wanted to talk about, were you in
Dallas
old world in terms of this era of time where in the storytelling, how they had not yet gotten to the fight scene where Octavius took over, but it was really, really cold up in I know where you were, but whatever the storytelling area was, but that scene.
That was my birthday. It was I think it was my birthday, 2023. Like I just flew back in from Boston. And here's the thing. This is what you got to do in storytelling. It was a high of 80 that day, right? Or something like that. And we
I know
listen, we looked at the call sheet and everybody thought that it was going to be 80 degrees, but for whatever reason, a crazy cold front came through. We were so cold that day, but people pushed through, etc. So what we had to do was alter the script to make people think that the weather, and that's what it is now. Like the weather just changed, because I was like, it was so many other scenes that weren't like that, but it was a couple scenes that were super cold. So he was like, hey, in this post-apocalyptic Dallas, hell, the weather changes. And so you got to edit it like that, but nobody was prepared for that, but we pushed through. It was like on my birthday, we were in the freezing cold with heaters. That's when I really think about what we went through. It's really an emotional experience to know that me and so many other people sacrificed to have this piece of art that will forever be in the world out. But it was cold that day. And we really, just to fully answer your question, we adjusted to that. A lot of times stuff was hard written into the script. Sometimes I was like, hey, for this to make sense, we're going to have to allude and let people know that, and even in the future, I would do this, that in this post-apocalyptic world with climate change, you never know what you're going to get in Dallas. And so that kind of played real cool into the story. But that was a on-the-fly change.
It actually helped the storytelling because it made sense that it was such a cold world. That's the way that I envisioned it. It was such a cold world before they had that fight and banded together, the Bronze and the Vanta Black.
Why did you choose Dallas? Like, why this location for this movie?
Well, I'm a Dallas native, and everything I do is Dallas, Oak Cliff. Like I'm always going to bring it back to the city I love so much, and there's so many beautiful things in Dallas. I don't know. I'm going to always bring it back to the city, and so I think there's so many films that are trying to be Dallas based. I was like, well, let me show love for my city in the way that I do. Let's do a post-apocalyptic film, and let's also touch on colorism. And then it was a lot of locations that, me being, like kind of a prominent figure in the city, that I was able to get a lot of help on locations. And so we had millions of dollars worth of locations, which already makes it $1 million film. So we just had to use it to the best of our ability. We had like an abandoned jail, and there was a lot of things over in the art district that I live in where I would drive by every day. And I was like, oh man, we got to do something with that. Dallas has a lot of places to film that people don't even see or look at. And with me knowing all the nooks and crannies in the city, I'm like, okay, we can make this look like this. We can make this look like that. And it was no other place other than Dallas because I know it like the back of my hand. So I was able to really capture the beauty in it for a post-apocalyptic film, because you know I had like 41 years of research, because you know that's my hometown.
Yeah, you could tell from the jail scene. I was like, yeah, because I did locations for a couple of movies here in Dallas. And when I told Jae Marie, I think after watching this, I said, no. I said, he got pulled. I said, because some of them places he got, I was trying to get for people, and they were like, we need city audiences, we need this, we need that. And I was like, so when I said, that's the track, that's West, that's loose step, this. I like, I said, he got clout. I told Jae Marie, I said, yeah, he got clout. Because you can't make certain moves in Dallas, and everybody know that. You just, certain moves we are limited to. So that speaks volumes about your character when you're able to do stuff like that a lot of us can't touch. That's what makes this movie. And Miss Kendra said lives changed on site. I can imagine, sis. Because me and Jae Marie were talking about this. We wouldn't even be doing this podcast tonight if that was indeed a true movie. If it was in and we were joking about it. I said, girl, when he made part 2, if we be extras, she said, you know we ain't gonna be on the same team. I said, well, you're gonna be dead.
No, I've been one of them that band everybody together. I've been like, no, Justin, I gotta be the one to no. Let me be behind it.
You've been a peacemaker already.
Yeah, I always wanted to be the
troublemaker. Behind the scenes that was posted, and I'm gonna play this real quick, and then we're gonna come back.
Okay.
Do my own behind the scenes, man. What's up, man? It's your boy Tay Speed, man. You is behind the scenes with me, man, of the real filming of the King of Dallas music video. I'm just playing. It's a movie. Coming out Juneteenth, we shooting behind the scenes right now.
Yeah, that's why I had
Right, it's not at all. Y'all know how long
been shooting this movie for a couple of months. My boy Jae Rhodes and a couple other producers, man. Shout out to everybody. But you know, I gotta do my own MVP video because you know they only released a couple of them, so I'm gonna do my own. Let's go down.
I'm a time tomorrow when this is going in. One person in this. Okay, I got the time just right. So y'all need something rad, like a cup or something.
And you could tell it was cold. You see, I'm bundled up, don't you?
Oh,
see, I was in the actress that called off that day because I don't do.
Yeah, shout out to T Speed, man. He was an extra on the film. And what's funny, the time he filmed that, I think he had about maybe 7,000 followers. T Speed blew up.
I bet he did. I bet he did. Because I know I went out there to research, and I was like, oh,
blew up. So shout out to him. He's doing this thing on the net and abroad, acting and doing this thing. So it was cool. Blew up on his own, but it was cool that early on that he was cast in that film, and real cool dude doing this thing. So shout out to T Speed.
Cool.
Talk
what
about
do you
the art
think?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go. Okay. I was gonna just ask real quick because I know we're winding up, and I don't want to hold him because he has been the humblest. I told Jay he's just the humblest person I've ever contacted. Him and Miss Debo. Shout out to y'all because y'all doing y'all thing. Did you think this movie was gonna be this big the way it is? Do you think it's gonna be the conversational piece that people need at this time? Because I know this is pissing white folks off. Let's just be honest, y'all. Okay. Let me just not sugarcoat it on the platform because we do have a mixed audience. But I know it made some white people question, like, how did this brother come here and say all of us is dead? And it's just all black people.
I think you got to do stuff. It was a bold statement. Like,
it was.
But like I say, I said it on a couple of Channel 8 interviews, but it challenges everybody. Like King of Dallas,
yes.
All that white America has to do is get over the first 5 minutes of the film, and they're absolved of anything. Because at that point, it's just like they have to get over the fact that we're not the center of attention. We're not in this film. And then once they can get past that, then all of the onus is on black people and what we're doing to each other. So it's like it's not just them, it's us. It's kind of like both white and black people need to kind of really take a deep look in the mirror. But really all that the white community has to do is get over the fact, like, we're not in this movie like that. And then once they get over that, all they can do is enjoy it because it's nothing. It's pretty much like, MCU. That's what King of Dallas will turn into. It's going to be, I predict that we'll do other films and other things. That's the plan, Lord willing. And so it's like an MCU, and it's like a lot of other things, but it has the storyline that I'm really envisioning. Is going to be beautiful. It's gonna, it's going to be crazy. So, but our only thing with that is that I said, with this film, I think we made $1 million plus movie on like an indie budget. I don't want to do King of Dallas 2 unless I got at least 500,000. You know what I'm saying?
Dang it! So we got to keep making up plots.
Yeah, I think
leave us like that. That's real.
Nah, but listen. I think, like I say, and then get to answer your question, the success of it that is happening. It's so organic and it's so authentic that is beautiful, and the art speaks for itself. Because right now, we're working out some stuff with Amazon even further. Like, it's the things that are happening behind the scene with this movie is like, that the people who know what's going on, and it's a quiet bubbling. Because the cool thing it's so many stories within it, and God wouldn't let this movie be denied, and it happened. It's in the right hands. We went through we went through so many things, and maybe I think that's a story for another day. But the story for today is that this film would not be denied, and God pushed it to the forefront. So it's the energy that you get, and I see the buzz, and I see where it's gonna go. Like, I see that everybody that actually takes the time and sees it is amazed, and it's changed. It's kind of like a groundbreaking thing, and you can't fake that. So the success of it is just the steady, organic, and authenticity of how it's affecting people. And I know that it's just gonna, affect and infect the world in just such a positive way. So I hoped for it, but it's crazy that it's here, and you put in all the work in, and you and all these people that put the work in. I see exactly what it's doing and where it's going, and it's just a blessing now. Like, it's really being able to just reap the benefits of all that work put in for art's sake. Because I'm an artist at the end of the day. Money's cool, success is cool. Granted, those things are great, but just knowing that the art you put into the world, people are gravitating and loving it. It feels good that King of Dallas is up, you know what I'm saying, and is winning right now. You got coaching.
It is. You have taken it to another level. I see this being talked about in schools and curriculums. I keep saying this because I have a black little boy that is inspired by this character. And I don't have to worry about him. And I'm not going to cry and be emotional, but y'all know how I am about my stinker. But for him to love this character, and it's years for the gold teeth, but for him to say, I said, why do you like him? He said, don't you see he's saving the people? He's saving the people. That breaks me down in every way as a mom. I said again, you make me believe in us again. Whoa. When we fight against each other in this industry that we're in, and we see so much negative, for somebody to come out with a film to say, hey sis, sit down and look at what could happen and what can happen and what will happen at the end. When one person stands up and say, we're not going to do this today, we're going to bring about a change. This is going to be big, brother. This is big. This is, I really, Black History Month, like, and I'm not boasting to bragging, but Chadwick is my boy. You right up under Black Panther. You right,
you know what? I'm gonna accept the chat. First of all, bless his lovely soul. Chadwick is a legend. Yes. Hey, let me say this. Wherever you say I am, I will accept. But just know that so much of this was inspired by Black Panther, and it was inspired by Chadwick Boseman. It was inspired by his greatness. Just the way that he was looking death in the face, and nobody still being excellent and great. I can only wish to be, to hold somewhat of a candle to that. If I'm 10% of Chadwick Boseman, I'll accept that. So I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that you would say that, and just let's just definitely have that. Remember just the greatness that he was, and so I aspire, you know what I'm saying, just to continue to follow in those footsteps.
And he stood for what you're doing. He's standing, because y'all don't know he's a professor, y'all. He just not no movie man and the Beat King and all this. He was like, I'm making lesson plan system. I told Jay, I said, this brother a professor too. Like, when I'm tired now. He made me tired looking at him.
Yeah, I had to perk up a little bit. Had like a early 6 a.m. flight to go to Boston to teach a couple classes. And but now I'm thankful. I say that to say that once this interview started, it was beautiful, and it's like I got all the energy in the world just talking to you. So thank you so much.
I want to ask this before we head out. Two things, actually. The question of Berkeley. Are you teaching filmmaking at Berkeley, or
I'm teaching?
What is your?
I'm sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm teaching like music production, drum programming, like music business and things of that nature. I add film aspects in some of my classes, but Berkeley is such an expansive curriculum that eventually it definitely can and probably will be, some film classes here as well. But I was brought here for my music acumen, and because it's the #1 contemporary music school in the world. So shouts out to Berkeley. And so I came up here for that, for my expertise in that. But definitely, even in some of my classes now, I incorporate that film aspect, so I can definitely see more classes like that potentially coming.
I can definitely see them seeing this movie and being like, oh yeah. No, he needs to go ahead and filmmaking. But what my second thing is more of a statement. You're challenging all of the Dallas filmmakers to step their storytelling game up.
No more game banging.
And to stop telling these stereotypical stories.
Yes.
So I will say, you are challenging, and that's a challenge. If I was a filmmaker out here putting out movies, I'd be like, hold on.
What did you just do?
This
you can't say never because advances. You can't say that. Yeah.
And I'm working on not saying that because I'm like, you know what, not today. But this gonna have me rewriting, pulling out another script, and challenging myself, because I think that's what filmmaking is so used to. Copy and paste.
And let me say this too.
We're gonna keep doing it.
I think as much as I love my city, I think we can say that because you do want to inspire, you want to just be original as you can, and just like kind of really try to inspire and just be as unique as you can. So I'm not even singling out anyone, but I will say, even it's not just the city. It's a lot of things in Hollywood that I feel people are cutting corners on.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I can't. I'm telling you, it's just like, just because it's working, just because it's like, man, I love Dallas, and I'm trying to mince my words here, but I think it's not just my beautiful city of Dallas. It's cities all over where people are cutting corners, and you can't cut corners on art. You have to go the extra mile to deliver your message, and I just pray that with films like KOD and other great films that are out there, that people won't cut corners on the art, because it affects people properly when you put your all in it,
It absolutely
One last
does.
question.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna wrap the show. Damani, our in-house therapist, actually made a segment on colorism. This is gonna lead into our next show, you guys, for next week. But I just had this question because I'm just sitting here looking at all this glory, sitting here with these headphones, like he's so innocent, like he don't realize like how big he is. But if Marvel touch you and say, hey, we want him as a superhero, we want to do some kind of, would you do that?
Of course I wouldn't say no to Marvel. I would definitely. I think Marvel is smart enough to know how to incorporate. If they made Black Panther, then they can put Dallas on the level.
That's gonna be the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, we had, fight coordinators, this, that, and the third. Excuse me. But sometimes, people were coming from. Some people had, other jobs. Everybody wasn't a full time, director, producer, whatever. But the stuff that we had to do on our cut rate budget, what I'm saying, if we get the right, that's the thing about me, man. Whatever God gives me, I'm a multiplier. So if they gave me a $10 million budget, we're gonna make it up worth $100 million. they gave me $100 million budget, it's gonna be $1 billion film because I just know how to do things like that. But again, to answer your question, yes, and I think Marvel would do it right. We've seen evidence of them being able to do it right.
Yeah.
And so like at the end of the day, but what I am happy right now is we own all the King of Dallas properties, and right now we have our control, and right now it's beautiful. Like I don't do things again. It's making its profits. It's gonna be cool, but I don't do things with just the dollar amount in mind. The art is beautiful, and that is reward enough right now. As the art grows, the money will follow. So even if we just got to do it indie and do it our way, man, I can do this for the rest of my life, So I'm cool with it. If God doesn't say that a big Hollywood studio has to come, just let us raise our money, and especially the way we're doing it now, be able to make our films the way we able to make them. And I'm already winning. I've already won, actually. So
Miss
Kendra, and you're bringing conversations to the table. You bring conversations to the table that need to be said. Yeah. That need to be talked about.
Miss Kendra said, look, I'm ready for KOD 2. Go off your mother's phone. Wait a minute, first of all, he said it's not a part 2. He ain't thinking about it yet because I was trying to be an extra on the Vanta side, and Jay was trying to be over there with the per people. Or we were going to mix breed. We were going to do something. But we were going to just try to lay on the ground. We were going to try to be somebody extra.
It's said to be continued, though. So I don't know why he playing like it ain't going to be a part 2.
We're going to start right. Watch.
I know. You can't put to be continued in a movie and then talk about, well, we don't know. Sir, you done already said it. You done already said it. We giving away the movie, though. Let them watch it.
Okay, let's wrap this up, y'all. This is Mr. Grammy Award winning. I dare not put that emphasis. Wikipedia, because he made it on his post. If I tend to lose myself, I always say I'm Googleable, but I can't say on Wikipedia. Like I went out there to see him, and I was like, oh yeah, he really this big. Like Jae Marie done pulled up all your music. We have everything in a file on you, and I'm just like, oh
yeah. I'm like, hold on now.
Yeah. You really, God has gave you some gifts, man. When God do his thing, he do his thing. That's all I'm going to say. But for you to take them talents and to show us a positive spin of a black man first, a father second, and then no. Let me rewind it. A God-fearing man first, a black man second, and a father third, and then an advocate for us as a people, where we can sit on these TV platforms and talk about this movie, and then spin off and have a deep conversation of what this really meant to us, what triggered us, what can we do to heal and hold ourselves accountable. Yeah, brother, you did that. And for my little boy to say superhero and get gold deep, I'm getting on too. So y'all don't be laughing at us when we get our Amazon Prime TV. But it is what it is.
First of all, that's beautiful that y'all say that. That even down, and I need even down in the budget, those were real gold teeth. And I say that because
Big T. They came from Big T.
We didn't get it from Big T. We got it from my boy KD Jewelry. Okay. And I said, and I'm not even a stunner like that, but it was just almost something about it. I was like, we can't even cheat the people on the gold teeth. And
that was good.
I was literally like, we gotta really get a good.
Oh, you can tell they wasn't fake because we know one thing Dallas know is fake gold teeth.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I can't have fake gold teeth. I was like,
we knew they were real.
I got to get some real gold teeth, and so like that's the reason. Like we were real smart about our budget. I will say that was the one expense that was actually we didn't go crazy, but it was just more like we could have saved it. But I was like, nah, we need some real gold teeth because people in Dallas, they're not gonna play. They're gonna be like,
yeah, call it out. You cannot have full grill. We don't know.
Whatever character that is, shout out to you, my princess, because baby, you held Octo down, even though you ain't the side piece, but you wasn't the main one either. So, poor Flo was just in love. And that was a real bad position to be in, boy.
And I know we're going to go because it's late and we all got to go. But I got to give it up to everybody. But I got to give it up just specifically because she's on my mind now because you mentioned her. But my girl, Rihanna, she started the film, just wanted to be set designer like long time ago. But then one of my homegirls that was an actor, she was going to play Flo. she wasn't able to. And I came to her early. I was like, hey, because she came there, she was an extra. I was like, I think you can do this. I was like, I think you really can do this. I think you got it. Because she just looked so great on screen. Her skin was popping. You know, she was just like chocolate. I was like, I think you got this. And she held it down acting. She held it down cell designing. Now she's doing things everywhere. So like, it was real cool to give her that opportunity and see her nail it like that. Like she started to show you, like when God puts you in a place, she just wanted to do set design. And she ended up being one of the stars of the film and being a set designer.
And she's not an actress. Like she wasn't an actress before.
She was an actress.
Okay.
She just kind of it was just other people that potentially were going to be in that role, and then it just opened up because in a good faith, like my homegirl April Patterson, she really helped me on King of Dallas. But April was in some big time commercials, and it was just like she would have did it, but she had some commercials to shoot. And then so that opened up the opportunity for Rihanna, and that's just the way God wanted it. God wanted April to have those opportunities, and then God also wanted Rihanna to have that opportunity. So he don't make no mistakes.
God be God. You're right. God will guide if you let him.
Yeah. Miss Kendra said that was supposed to be her daughter-in-law. Miss Kendra said, I'm with you, Miss Kendra. He crossed over to the prayer. Boy, I tell you, no, I'm just playing. We're going to wrap this up, but y'all have heard from Mr. Justin Rhodes.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
And watch this film. I got a discount. It was $6.49 on Amazon.
The King of Dallas.
Yeah, go check it out, man. And we got some big announcements. Like I say, we doing some big things with Amazon. Like just stay tuned. I'm gonna have to tease that announcement, but it's gonna be
okay.
Yeah. We got some big stuff working behind the scenes, but until then, go purchase the film on Amazon.
And we'll share whatever he shared with us to you guys so y'all can be involved in it. This is real big for Dallas. I am so proud and honored again. I'm gonna roll this BTS, this last one. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes, for coming on. We would love to have you back at another time after we get a whole bunch of comments to kind of say, hey, this is what our audience is saying, and kind of get your feedback. But we know you are busy, and we know since we touch you feel, man, they could be blowing you up. So yeah, we touched them first. The queens, the POC network, yeah. That part. I'm gonna put this BTS, and we're gonna go out on our therapist, and y'all can find. He is so plain, y'all. It's Justin Rhodes on Facebook. I mean, he just the dude. He just that dude. I love it. All right, y'all. Another segment down. Let's go.
Ready? You ready?
What's up, good people? It's your Big Black Therapist, Damani Anderson. I'm here with another input for the QOC Network. Today's topic of conversation is colorism. Colorism is a prejudice discrimination against individuals with darker skin tone, often within the same ethnic groups. Let's use ourselves as an example. Dark skin versus light skin. It's rooted in a hierarchy that favors lighter complexion people. It has many ways that it can affect your mental health. One way is low self-esteem. As those who are darker skinned, hearing constantly that because of your skin tone, you'll be called out. You will be discriminated against harshly. It lowers your self-esteem. It lowers your self-value because you don't feel worth. You don't have any self-worth at this point. What am I here for? Why am I doing this? Because there's nothing I can do. I'm dark skinned and I'm going to be treated this way. Which leads to identity struggle. Struggle with who we are. Sometimes as darker complexion people, we try to overcompensate and do extra, which allows more wounds within our life and causing us to have even more significant identity issues, which lastly leads to increased anxiety and depression. As individuals constantly face judgment and rejection based solely on their skin tone, addressing colorism is essential for fostering self-love, acceptance, and mental well-being. I'm sure as we continue this conversation, there's a lot that you're going to be learning today on the QOC Network. If y'all have any questions, please reach out to me, www.mybigblack.therapist.com, or follow me on social media, specifically Instagram, My Big Black Therapist. All right, I'm going to let y'all later.
Make you question all your verses. You stumbling through your performance. You ain't hot or the warmest. I'm stinging hot, call me a hornet. Price of fame, you can't afford it. You want it free, do nothing with it. F you, hey me, the mentality, you scared to risk it. It ain't no future, off in your frontin', wanna create you a miracle. All work, minimal. You all talk, criminal. I am not hearing you, and I'm not feeling you. Y'all so disrespectful, like I'm supposed to be fearing you. Hip-hop renaissance, remember when we went hard. I don't need an entourage, why you need a bodyguard. Next level, same rules, you coming down, change moves. I don't gotta get in where I fit in, I've been here and been about my shoes. So don't be surprised at the kickback, it be the stuff you can't get back. My time is real, you don't get that. I'ma hit you with the real facts. I got that, I got that. You got that, I got that. I got that, I got that. You got that? No, you don't.